It's one of those things to which, and look, I don't know if you have any records or if there's any personal accomplishments, and sometimes we're made to feel as if our personal accomplishments should not be recognized or should not be remembered. I'm not saying you live in the past. I have friends that live in the past. They can't get out of high school. They can't get out of college. They can't get out of, 8th grade. Remember when I scored those 2 touchdowns? Yeah, man! Right? Like, I'm not stuck in the past, but there are certain successes that you should every once in a while call upon. Be like, you know what? Yeah, I did that. So the cool thing is when you walk by, there's a wall. They used to have, in one gym, the old gym, they have all the different records up. Now they just have all-time scoring, all-time assist, got that one. All-time steals, got that one. Single game as well, and I have points and assists as well. So I get to take my son and be like, look who's right there. This guy. It's kind of cool. Is it a DB move? Music? What do you think? To point out, or is it a cool?
Yeah, not for your son.
I'm not gonna be wearing a Letterman jacket. I actually don't own a Letterman.
Okay.
No,
not if it's your son. If you're like, hey, music, what are you doing after the show?
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
Let's go check out my record.
Hey, come on, come by the old hood. I'll show you what it's all about.
That's so true.
It's the son thing is cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all fair game.
All right.
Talking about it on your national radio show? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, come on.
No, it's cool. It's very true. I'm very, like, I didn't talk about the Trae Young thing when the Trae Young thing happened. And it was only, he tied the national record 22 in a game. I didn't even know the national record was 22 in a game. I would have gone for 22 in a game. I would have been able to talk my coach into it. Because there was a couple others where I had 16 or 17 and didn't play the whole game. I'm like, yo. That kid's incredible. He's only a freshman. Leading the country in scoring and assists. Potential retirement for one of the all-time greats. I'll share the details with you next.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. It's the holidays around here.
Christmas! Hanukkah!
And we're wishing you and your family the best. Enjoying the holidays with you.
Doug Gottlieb here.
Hi, this is Ben Maller.
Hey, this is Steve Gorman.
Hi, this is JT the Brick.
Happy holidays.
On Fox Sports Radio.
Clutching the envelope tightly, I stepped onto the ladder at the bottom of the treehouse. Something caught my eye above me and I looked up. Light! It looked as if there were a firework display going on inside the treehouse. Crackling and snapping and whizzing sounds spun around above my head. Light shot out in sparks, dancing to the popping of noise. And then I looked up and saw, to find out what happens next, read Philippa Fisher's Fairy Godsister by Liz Kessler. Explore Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Oh, thank you.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Adina Menzel. This is a song I wrote that's really an exploration of who I am and what I stand for at this point in my life. This is Jasmine Akhtar, a local health worker in Bangladesh. What she stands for is helping children survive. Every day, Jasmine takes a stand against the common illnesses that can claim the lives of children in her remote village. When you help health workers like Jasmine, you can help the good go further at goodgoes.org. Brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy winning the U.S. Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is JT the Brick with Tom Looning.
I, at no point, believe Tom Brady is on performance-enhancing drugs. And I'm not going to insinuate that. But I will tell you this. The Patriots have banned Tom Brady's trainer from the sideline in the team plane. What does this guy do, Alex Guerrero? He's got an office near the Patriots locker room. He's no longer permitted to treat players other than Brady in his office. And you're going to take this story lightly? That a guy who's involved in the training of the greatest elite athlete you've seen in your life at the age of 40, banned from all of this, the players can no longer see him in the building, and we're just going to look at this story and say, this is kind of just Belichick butting heads with Brady. It's probably nothing, but we're at least going to kick the tires.
This is JT the Brick with Tom Looney.
It's incredible. Absolutely amazing.
Weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
Energy hogged team. Get in that house and waste some energy.
No problem. It's got leaky windows and no attic insulation.
This house is under attack by energy hogs. They show up anywhere energy's wasted.
The washer, it's not Energy Star rated.
You have the power to get rid of energy hogs.
Someone's home. And he's got energy-efficient light bulbs.
Go to energyhog.org for fun games and lots of hog-busting tips.
Energyhog.org. That's it. Get out of there.
Wait for me.
Brought to you by the Alliance to Save Energy, the Department of Energy, and the Ad Council.
Hey parents, say hello to instant style with Fashion On. Just spray and look cool in an instant.
What about my bifocals? Hey, I can't see.
Your kids can see you, and trust me, they see fashion. Fashion On is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis is coming right for you.
If you just looked at Lane Kiffin's resume over the last 4 years, here's what he's done. He went to Alabama, and in 3 years, he helped Alabama get into the playoff 3 straight years. Then he takes over a 3-9 FAU team, and he immediately flips their schedule, their season, and he goes 11-3. That's a remarkable turnaround. He just signed a 10-year contract extension. I should say 10-year in quotation marks, because there's no way he's going to stay there for 10 years. In fact, I put the over-under on his tenure right now at 1.5 years, because I do think that so much of the talent returning for FAU next year makes it possible. He could go 11-1 in the regular season, maybe even 12-0.
It's Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis. Weekdays 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on iHeartRadio.
Front.
Do you feel like you're sometimes on a need-to-know basis? And you just don't need to know?
I have no idea what's going on.
Well, not here. Rumors, predictions, breakdowns.
It's what we do.
We've got all your sports and entertainment coverage. And we don't hold back.
Yes, sir.
We are Fox Sports Radio. Sports with attitude.
Maryland Eastern Shore and SFMSports.net welcomes you to this presentation of Hawks basketball. Now, Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Alrighty, welcome here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center for another game for the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Lady Hawks, They're going to be facing the University of Maryland Baltimore County Retrievers. Lady Hawks come in fresh off a loss last game, 66-63 to the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers. In that game, they led for most of the game, but unfortunately, Coach Batchelor's club fell short. As we look at a couple of statistics, Barisha Gill-Miles averaging 10.9 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and she has scored in double digits in 7 straight games. She has been the focal point on the offensive end and on the glass for the Lady Hawks. CeCe Byram made her season debut after missing 26 straight games. Last game, she scored 15 points, including 8 of 9 from the charity strike. This is the final game of a 3-game homestand for the Lady Hawks. After this game, they will go to East Carolina on January 28th before returning home to start, and then after that, they will start MEAC conference play on January 3rd at Morgan State before returning home against Hampton and Bethune-Cookman. We talked with Coach Batchelor last time, and he noted that the Lady Hawks do not have a win over a Division I opponent, so this is their last chance at home out of the MEAC Conference to get an out-of-conference Division I win. One other player that I'd like to hit on is Alexis Hicks. She has been a do-it-all person for Coach Batchelor's club. 7 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists running the point. As we look at UMBC, this is actually their first game in 10 days. They took a 10-day hiatus due to finals. Coach Phil Stern is in his 16th season at the helm. They went 15-16 last year. They lost their last game on December 11th to George Mason, 58-38. And Hawks fans, if George Mason rings a bell, that is correct. Lady Hawks also lost to George Mason earlier this year, 82-68. As we look at some of the Retrievers players, they are led by freshman Janaea Summers, who is averaging 8.3 points and 7 rebounds per game. And they are also led by their senior, Laura Castaldo, who is also a captain for them. She was named to the preseason America East All-Conference third team. She is averaging 13.9 points per game, which leads the Retrievers, and also is averaging 4.1 rebounds per game. One of the other key statistics for her is she shoots 84.8% from the free throw line, so a very, very good free throw shooter for Coach Stern. She actually missed the last 2 games, but I saw her in warm-ups here earlier, so it looks like she's going to give it a go. Also for the Retrievers, they have sophomore Tyler Moore, who made her season debut last game after hurting her knee in the preseason. She is also a captain. One of the other key statistics that I noticed that we saw that was detrimental for the Lady Hawks last game was their three-point shooting. However, Retrievers have the same percentage from three. They are both shooting 25.9% from three-point range, so that could be a key in tonight's game. As far as the series goes, UMBC leads the series 9-5. However, the Lady Hawks won last year at UMBC 70-57, and in the last 6 games here at the Hytche Center, the record is 3-3, but UMBC has won the last 2. I am joined once again by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Dave Bird. Dave, how are we doing today?
Great. It's a good place to be tonight at the Hytche Center. If you're a few minutes away, come on out and watch a good Division I girls women's basketball game. And these two teams seem to be pretty evenly matched, so it's going to be who plays well right before Christmas and goes home happy for the Christmas holiday.
Absolutely. You know, both of these squads have to be looking toward the holiday. I mean, we all are less than, 4 days away now before Christmas. That is on Monday. You mentioned that both teams, this is going to be an exciting game, and one reason why is both teams really need a victory. Lady Hawks are 2-8. The Retrievers are 1-10. Lady Hawks averaging 61.8 points per game, and the Retrievers are averaging 52.2 points per game. As we looked back on the most recent game for Coach Batchelor's club, we talked to him in the post game, and one thing that he noticed and that he said was, we let them hang around. And in the end, the Mountaineers from Mount St. Mary's were able to pull away and win that game. What do you think he's going to be telling his team in the locker room here before this game, as we've got about 5 minutes before tip-off?
Well, it's the last game before Christmas, number one, so let's go give it 120%. And with that, you should do that every night, but give them 120% tonight. And this time, if we jump out to a nice lead, let's put the other team away. The old adage, if you let them hang around until the fourth quarter, then anybody's got a chance to win, and that's exactly what happened here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we saw on Tuesday night, Daly Sullivan, a freshman for Mount St. Mary's, shot the ball very, very well from deep in that second half, and that propelled the Mountaineers to that victory. And as we said, she was a freshman. We've got another freshman tonight, and Janaea Summers, who's averaging 8.3 points, and 7 rebounds per game. So that's going to be a focal point for Coach Stern's team. We've got about 4:24 before tip-off. We're going to come back with a couple of keys for the game and a couple more statistics before we go over the starting lineups. This is The Shore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm your waiter, Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Lion in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from sfmsports.net.
Welcome back here to Princess Anne, Maryland at the William P. Hytche Athletic Center. We are just about 2 minutes away from tip-off between the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Lady Hawks and the UMBC Retrievers. As I looked at the stat sheet from last game, Dave, the leading scorer for Coach Bachelor's Club was actually CeCe Byram in her first game with 15 points. Also, Breisha Gill-Miles with 12 points and Martha Thompson with 11 points. Do you expect to see more Byram tonight, or do you think Hicks is going to run that point for the majority of the time? Or what do you think Coach Bachelor's got for a game plan here tonight?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was a little bit surprised how much she played last night. Of course, I'm not privy to what's going on in practice a lot and what's happening, how her rehab and stuff's been going. But she played a lot for being after sitting out 26 games. So I'm sure she's going to get a chance to play a lot tonight. No sense in holding back now.
Absolutely. You get the opening jitters out if you're Byram, and you got to feel a little bit more comfortable on the court now. As you said, 21 minutes that game, so 15 points in 21 minutes. Very effective off the bench for Coach Bachelor's Club. As we said, Breisha Gill-Miles scored 12 points last game. That was her 7th straight game with double-digit points for the Lady Hawks. Got about 45 seconds before tip-off. Before we do go to one quick commercial, I'd like to say one thing I talked about in the pregame last game was the advantage that Coach Bachelor's Club had on the steals. They averaged 13, a little bit over 13 steals per game. One in the Retrievers, they only averaged 6.7, similar to Mount St. Mary's, who only averaged about 6.8. So that's got to be one statistic that Coach Bachelor might be looking for. Maybe a little bit more press tonight. We saw them start with the press, but weren't able to really get established because it was such a hot, fast-paced game. So if this is a little bit of a slower-paced game, I'd imagine we'll see a little bit more of a press.
Right. But with all the statistics, you can just throw them out the wall, throw them out the window, because if you do not shoot the ball well, you can have 30 steals. If you can't put the ball in the basket and score those points, you're going to be in problems. So whoever shoots the ball well tonight is going to be on top.
Absolutely. I don't know how it would work throwing that through a wall. You might be denied there.
Close.
We're going to take one quick break as we have the national anthem here, and then we're going to go over starting lineups right before the tip-off. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Hossa Restaurant on the bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC.
educating student athletes for the game of life.
Hey, Hawks fans, season tickets are on sale now. Visit UMEStickets.com to get your basketball season tickets. Stop by the athletic office, go online, or check your mailbox. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore tickets. There's no better place to be this basketball season than the Hytche, cheering your Hawks on towards the conference championship. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore basketball season tickets now at UMEStickets.com. Support Eastern Shore Athletics because, after all, this is our shore and our team.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
We welcome you back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. We're just about ready for a tip-off, but before we do have the tip-off, we're going to go over some of the starting lineups in tonight's contest. First, for the University of Maryland, Baltimore County Retrievers. Starting number 1, a freshman, one that we talked about in the pregame, Janaea Summers. She is averaging 8.3 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. Also starting number 23, a freshman as well, at guard, Kristen Techlitz. She's listed as 5'10", averaging 3.6 points and 1.8 rebounds per game. Also starting number 31, Brittany Burgess, averaging 4.2 rebounds. She is a redshirt senior. Also starting number 35, that is Allison McGrath, a sophomore, 5'10" sophomore from South Park, Pennsylvania. And finally, starting for UMBC is number 24, Lucrezia Costa. She's a sophomore, averaging 3 points and 3.1 rebounds per game. Now, for the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Lady Hawks. Getting a first start of the year is number 2, CC Byram, as we said, 15 points last game in 21 minutes. Also starting the highly talented freshman, number 4, Barisha Gill-Miles from Lexington, Kentucky, as we said, double digits in 7 straight games and averaging 10.9 points per game. Also starting number 20, Martha Thompson, the grad student from Bedford Heights, Ohio. She has averaging 10 points per game and is averaging 13.4 over her last 7. And starting number 32, get the 2 and 3 mixed up, Kiara Eaton. She's a junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She actually was injured for the first part of the season, and now she's healthy for Coach Batchelor's club. And finally starting is number 12, Tori Morris, a redshirt senior center from Herndon, Virginia, averaging 6.2 points and 4.3 rebounds per game. We saw last game, Tori Morris was able to get started early on at the charity strike that was. In that game, actually, Tori Morris started, I believe, 4 for 4 from the line. She ended 4 for 6, but she started 4 for 4 from the line, and that's got to be one thing that Coach Batchelor has looked at. When you look at statistics, UMBC is shooting 71.5% from the charity strike. Hawks are only shooting 60.1% from the charity strike. So if they get to the line, they've got to convert those free throws. We saw it with Byram last game, was able to really help the team out, especially there in the second half. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come away with the victory. So, Dave, we're about probably 20, 30 seconds away from tip-off here. What are you going to be looking for tonight?
I'm looking for the team who shoots the ball well. And neither one of these teams has shot it too well, especially from three-point land this year. So we'll see who does it tonight.
And the opening tip-off goes to the Retrievers. Techlitz running the point for them. McGrath takes a shot from way outside. Number 35, Allison McGrath, hits the from outside the arc. Quick start for the Retrievers. As we said, shooting 25.9% from outside the arc. But the first shot goes down for McGrath. Now Lady Hawks looking to set up an offense, and Byron's pass goes over the head of Thompson out of bounds for a turnover.
And UMBC starts out in a 2-3 zone, so somebody's been scouting us big time.
Absolutely. So Burgess now with the ball at the point for the Retrievers. Gives off to McGrath. McGrath to Summers. McGrath will take another shot from outside. Off the rim, rebounded by Gill-Miles underneath. Gives off to Byram. Byram will now look to push the tempo for the Lady Hawks. Outside to Eaton on the wing. Back to the top of the key to Thompson. Down low to Gill-Miles. Gill-Miles looks to back down McGrath. Not able to. She comes and sets a screen for Thompson. Now Thompson looks to attack, and it goes off her hands out of bounds, but it was deflected by a Retriever.
Yeah, Hawks ball underneath their own basket. They'll line up in one of Fred Batchelor's plays.
14 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Inbound to Kieri and goes down low to Tori Morris. Now she'll look to attack back outside to Eaton. Eaton will take the three, and it's good. 3-ball from Kiera Eaton is good.
So both teams open up with 3-point shots.
We said, 25.9%, and both teams hitting threes early on. McGrath with the ball for the Retrievers. Back to McGrath. McGrath will take another three, and she hits it again. So Allison McGrath with 2 threes here in the early going for the Retrievers. 6-3 early on, just about a minute and a half into the ball game. Byron with the ball at the top of the key. She is closely guarded by Burgess. Gives off to Thompson to her left, over to Eaton in the corner. Back to the top of the key to Byron. Byron over to Gil Miles. Gil Miles will take the shot off the mark, rebounded by Morris. Morris will collect it and get the layup to go.
Yeah. Offensive rebound for Morris. She tipped the ball to herself and then put it back off the glass.
Size advantage down low for Morris, and she used it there. Retrievers with the ball now. Techlitz will take the shot from outside. Her shot's off the mark, off the backboard, rebounded by Eaton. Eaton looking to push here. Looking to take on 2 Retrievers, and she does, and her layup is good. Great job by Kiera Eaton.
Used her body well that time on a strong drive to the right side.
McGrath dribbles all the way down the court, and she'll pull up from top of the key. Wasn't even guarded. Her shot was off the mark and rebounded by Morris. Gives off to Eaton. Now Eaton looking to push. Gives off to Thompson. Thompson will pull up after one dribble. Off the mark. Rebounded by Techlitz. Wrestled it away from Gil Miles that time. 7-6 in the early going. Lady Hawks. As we said, 2-8 on the season for the Lady Hawks, 1-10 for the Retrievers. So both teams desperate for a win here tonight, right before Christmas. Moore will take the shot for the Retrievers, and her shot is good. Tyler Moore, as we said, the sophomore captain, named a captain by Coach Stern. She hits the outside shot. So 3 threes early on for the Retrievers.
I think the only shot they've taken in this game has been 3.
Lady Hawks looking to attack now. Kiera Eaton on the outside wing. She'll take the three, and it's good. It is a 3-point barrage right now in Princess Anne.
Well, we got what we were looking for anyhow, 3-point shots. They're making them.
We've got some scoring, that's for sure, tonight. Retrievers with the ball now. McGrath with the ball at the top of the key, closely guarded by Thompson. McGrath will hand off to Moore. Moore will take the outside shot, and her three's off the mark, and it goes off the hands, out of bounds in favor of the Retrievers. Went off the hands of Barisha Gil Miles. Jordan Smith, the graduate transfer from Towson, checks in for Tori Morris for the Lady Hawks.
10-9, UMES, 6:39 left in the first quarter.
A little bit of a stoppage of play. It looked like McGrath had a necklace on that she had to take off. So as we reset here, Burgess looks to inbound. She'll get it into Techlitz at the top of the key for the Retrievers. She'll give to her right to McGrath. McGrath has been hot from outside. Over cross court to Moore. Moore over to Burgess to her left. Now Burgess will move right to the top of the key. Over cross court to McGrath, and her three is off the rim. Rebounded by Eaton. Lady Hawks looking to push. Kiera Eaton with the ball, and it's deflected out of bounds, but it stays with the Lady Hawks.
Out of bounds on the sideline to our right.
Byron inbounds it to Eaton, right back to Byron. Byron will look to set up the offense. Gives off to Eaton. Eaton at the top of the key for the Lady Hawks. Picks up her dribble. Gives off to Byron to her right. Down low to Smith. Smith kicks it back out to Thompson. Thompson down low to Gil Miles. Gil Miles looking to work down low, and she does, as she gets the easy deuce.
The Hawks passed the ball that time around that 2-3 zone.
A little bit of in and out movement by the Hawks, and it pays dividends for Coach Batchelor's club. 12-9 in favor of the Lady Hawks. Burgess outside for the Retrievers, but she travels as she was looking to drive. So the Hawks will have the ball after the Retriever turnover. Retrievers with 9 points, all 9 points from outside. A couple threes from McGrath and 1 3 from the sophomore Tyler Moore. Byram looking to attack for the Lady Hawks. Gives off to Thompson. Now back to Byram to her right on the right wing. Over to Gil Miles. Now to Thompson on the left wing. She'll give to Smith. Smith to Gil Miles down low. She'll look to post up. She makes a move to her left, back to her right, and she'll convert the easy jump hook.
Again, a little inside, outside, inside. When you make a couple outside shots, it opens up the middle.
Absolutely, and that pass, Techlitz was looking for more down low, and it goes off her hands out of bounds. Checking into the game for the Retrievers is number 25, Laura Castaldo. As we said, she missed the last 2 games due to injury, so she is back for Coach Stern. She leads the team in points, so a big boost for the Retrievers. Byron with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Miles. Back to Byron, over to Thompson, over to Eden, and Eden will take a three, and her three is off the mark and rebounded by Castaldo. Retrievers with the ball, working it up. Burgess gives off to Tecklitz. Tecklitz on the right wing. Moving to her left, gives off to Summers. Summers back to Tecklitz. Tecklitz fakes the shot. Byron bid on it, but quick defense that time by the Lady Hawks. Summers with the ball down low. She looks to attack on Eaton, and her shot is up and good. And the foul. Great job by Summers that time.
Yeah, Summers, nice drop step. A little spin. Bucket went in. Now she's going to the three-throw line for a three-point play.
So it looks like we're going to have a timeout real quick. 14-11 here in the early going in favor of the Lady Hawks over UMBC Retrievers. 4:52 remaining in the first period, and as they take a break, we're going to take a quick one as well. This is the Shore Sports Network.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. 14-11 in favor of the Lady Hawks in the early going over UMBC. We just had a bucket and foul for Jania Summers, so she'll head to the line where she is shooting 67% on the year, 18 of 27 at the charity strike. Checking into the game for the Retrievers is number 3, Tasia Oliver. So Summers' free throw is up, and it's good. So she'll complete the three-point play. Byron looking to push. She'll give off to Thompson. Thompson on the right wing, back to the top to Eaton. Eaton to her left to Byron. Byron goes down low to Smith in the corner, back to the top of the key to Thompson. Thompson down low to Gil Miles. Gil Miles will look to attack, and she'll get the bucket and the foul.
Yeah, the Hawks are exclusively using Gil Miles in the post. They have 4 perimeter players, and Miles is operating inside and doing it very well.
Space it out, let the athleticism take control, and that's exactly what the Lady Hawks have been able to do here early on. So Barisha Gil Miles at the line, as we said, talented freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky. She scored double digits in 7 straight games, and her free throw is good. So back-to-back old-fashioned three-point plays here in the early going. Now a little bit of a press for the Lady Hawks. Retrievers are able to get it across half court, and Oliver will now have it at the point for UMBC. Hands off to Costado. Back to Tecklitz. Over to Oliver. Oliver at the top of the key to Summers. Back to Oliver. Oliver back to Summers at the top of the key. Goes down low to Costado. Costado looking to make her move. And it's going to be a traveling violation on Costado. Great hands that time by Jordan Smith.
Yes, and good defense by the Hawks that time. They're playing person-to-person defense and then double down on the ball once it went in the lane.
So many times you see a team beat the press and they're able to get an easy basket, but good job by Coach Batchelor's club to get back and set the defense. 17-12 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 4 minutes remaining in the first period. Byron with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Thompson. Thompson now on the left, and it's going to be a kick ball. Possession will remain with University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Thompson will take the inbound right in front of the Retrievers bench. Lady Hawks going left to right on the radio dial. The Retrievers are going right to left. And she'll inbound it to Byron. Byron guarded by Tecklitz. Gives back to Thompson. Thompson out at the top of the key. And she'll go down low to Gil Miles. Gil Miles will go up for the easy deuce, and she misses it. Rolled around the rim and came out, rebounded by the Retrievers. Costado with the ball at the top of the key. She'll go down low to Moore, and she'll hand it off back to Costado, and it's tipped out of bounds in favor of the Retrievers. Looked like Jordan Smith got a hand on the ball that time.
Yes.
Into the game now for the Retrievers, number 24, Lucrezia Costa, a 6'2 sophomore from Rome, Italy. Teklitz with the ball at the top of the key for the Retrievers. Gives off to Costado in the far corner, right in front of the Lady Hawks bench. Costado will drive, and her layup is off the mark, rebounded by Eaton. Eaton pushes it up the floor to Thompson. Now all the way across court to Byram, and it almost goes out of bounds, and I think she might have stepped on the end line as she was trying to corral the pass.
That's a tough pass. Full court run and throw it all the way across that zone.
So a little bit too much that time probably for Coach Batchelor's club as they were trying to force a pass all the way across the court. So possession back to the Retrievers. As we said, 17-12 here in the early going. Moore with the ball on the wing. Gives down low to Costa. Costa all the way across court to Oliver. Oliver will take the three. Her three is off the back of the iron. Tipped back by Costa to Oliver. Offensive rebound that time for the Retrievers. Oliver now with the ball in the left wing. Gives it to the corner to Moore. Down low to Costa. Tipped away by Smith, and it's a turnover for the Retrievers. Eaton with the ball, and she'll look to push the pace, and her pass is intercepted by Oliver. Oliver looking to push the tempo. Outside to Teklitz. Teklitz from three, and it's good.
The tip ball led to a wide open three for UMBC.
Freshman Kristen Teklitz that time at a New Fairfield, Connecticut with the tray. Carrie Eaton with the ball. Back to the top of the key to Thompson. Thompson to her left to Byram, outside of the arc. Over to the top of the key again to Eaton. Now over to Byram. Byram will take the three, and her three is good. CC Byram with the tray.
Yeah, everyone getting any action on the three. And both teams pushing the ball.
So coming into this game, Lady Hawks were averaging 15.5 points per quarter, and they already have 20 here with 2:17 remaining in the first period. As we said, UMBC on the season is averaging, I believe, they're at 52.2 points per game, so they're already at 15 points with 2 minutes left in the first half. So a high-scoring contest so far, Dave. Oliver with the ball, gives off to Teklitz. Teklitz to Costado, working it around the perimeter. Costado gives off to Costa. Costa to her left to Teklitz. Teklitz back to her left to Oliver. Oliver in the corner, guarded by Smith. She'll go all the way across the court to Costado. Back to Teklitz at the top of the key. Over to Oliver. Oliver will fake the pass, take the three. Her three's off the mark. Rebounded by Byram down low. Byram with a good box out that time on Costa. Byram gives off to her left to Alexis Hicks, who just checked into the game. Regine Martin into the game now for the Lady Hawks as well. Byram with the ball, guarded by Teklitz on the right wing. She'll get the screen from Morris at the top of the key, and now she'll look to drive. Byram drives. Her floater is up and good. CC Byram with back-to-back buckets for the Lady Hawks as she took on 3 Retriever defenders that time. Oliver with the ball at the top of the key, hands it off to McGrath. As we said, McGrath came in back-to-back threes in the early going. Costa with the ball. She'll take the jumper, and her jumper is good from about 16 feet.
And the lefty from the right elbow.
So the Italian with a bucket now for Coach Stern's club. Alexis Hicks with the ball on the left wing, gives to the top of the key to Martin. Martin now to her right to Byram. Byram down low to Morris. Morris looks to find Smith, but it's intercepted by Costa. So another turnover for the Lady Hawks. Teklitz will move the ball up the court for the Retrievers. Hands off to Oliver. Oliver over to Costado, to her left to Costa. Now they'll go down low to Oliver. Oliver to McGrath. Back outside to Costado. Now down low to Costa. The 6'2 Italian looks to make a move, but she traveled before she was able to.
And again, the aggressive defense by the Hawks.
So another turnover that time for the Retrievers. Now checking in, freshman number 33, Amanda Carney, and as CC Byram will take a breather, probably will take a break just before the end of the first quarter. 22-17 in favor of the Lady Hawks. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. As we said, Lady Hawks coming into the game 2-8, fell in their last game 66-63 to Mount St. Mary's. Carney with the ball at the top of the key will give off to Hicks to her left. Hicks now all the way across court to Carney. Carney guarded by Costado. Now she'll go down low to Smith, and she'll give it back to Morris. Morris down low with the easy deuce.
Yeah, good pass that time.
McGrath will take a shot from deep, and her shot is off the mark as she tried the half-court heave as the clock was winding down. So 24-17 after one in favor of the Lady Hawks. High-scoring game so far. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the start of the second quarter. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. 24-17 in favor of the Lady Hawks after the first period. Davis, we take a look at a couple of statistics. One thing that obviously jumps off the bat, 5 of 13 from 3 for UMBC, 3 of 4 from the Lady Hawks. So both teams shooting it well from outside.
That's correct. We're back in action already.
UMBC back into that zone. Regine Martin with the ball at the top of the key for the Lady Hawks. Gives off to Hicks, over to Martin. Martin will now look to move to her left, and she'll pass to Hicks. Hicks will take the shot from outside. Her shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Tori Morris. She'll give it right back to Hicks, and now Hicks with the floater. Her floater's off the mark. Rebounded by Summers underneath for the Retrievers.
2 shots at that time for the Hawks.
Oliver now with the ball for the Retrievers at the top of the key. She'll give to her left to Summers. Now Summers all the way across to Tecklitz on the far wing. Back to the top of the key to Oliver. Oliver to McGrath. McGrath takes a shot from outside. Her three's off the mark. Rebounded by Tecklitz, and she's able to get the easy deuce. Carney was in position to get the rebound, but let it fall to the floor, and Tecklitz came in for the easy deuce.
She didn't do any boxing out that time, and the Hawks switched to a zone defense, and they got what they wanted, a missed shot.
Carney with the ball on the far wing. She'll give it to Martin. Martin will now look to move to her right, back to the top of the key to Hicks. Hicks over to Martin. Martin now over to Alexis Hicks. 7 left on the shot clock. She'll get the screen at the top of the key from Morrison. She'll shoot the 3. Her 3 is good. Alexis Hicks, the senior guard, Raleigh, North Carolina, with the triple for Coach Batchelor's club. 27-19 now in favor of the Lady Hawks. Tecklitz with the ball for the Retrievers at the top of the key. She'll give off to Costado. Costado will take a 3 from the wing. Nothing but air on that one. Rebounded by the Lady Hawks. They'll push it quickly up the court. Martin with the ball. Gives down low to Morris. Morris looking to feed it down low to Smith, but wasn't able to. Now Martin with the ball at the top of the key to her left to Hicks. Hicks now down low to Smith, and she'll take the 8-foot shot. It's off the mark. Rebounded by Morris. Morris will use the body to back her way in, but off the mark. Rebounded once again that time by the Lady Hawks, though.
Good hustle on the offensive glass.
Back-to-back offensive rebounds for the Lady Hawks. Carney with the ball, gives off to Hicks. Hicks now to Smith on the left side. All the way over to Martin. Martin now looking to drive. She'll hand off to Carney. Now Carney will look to make a move. Isn't able to get anywhere. Throws it back out to Hicks. 10 left on the shot clock. Now Hicks will look to drive. She's close to guard. Isn't able to find anything. Carney for 3. Off the mark. Rebounded by Jordan Smith. Her layup is off the mark. Once again rebounded, this time by Regine Martin. And she'll give it back out to Hicks. And Hicks will reset the offense for the Lady Hawks.
Another offensive rebound for the Hawks and another possession.
3 or 4 offensive rebounds only on this possession for the Lady Hawks. Carney with the ball on the right wing. She'll give it back to the top of the key to Morris. Over to Hicks. Hicks now looking for somebody down low. Gives off to Martin at the top of the key. Her 3's off the mark. And another offensive rebound, this time to Hicks. And Hicks will look to drive, and she's fouled as she looks to drive.
Yeah, you're going to score when you get offensive rebound after offensive rebound. It's just the total number of possessions are unreal. The shooting percentage is going down, but the offensive rebounds are going up.
Lady Hawks only had 2 offensive rebounds in that first period, and I believe they had 5 on that last possession.
They've increased that
So Alexis Hicks heads to the line. On the season, she's 8 of 13 from the line at 61.5%. Her first free throw is off the mark. Re-entering for the Retrievers is number 31, Brittany Burgess, and number 42, Tyler Moore, as Castaldo and Oliver take a breather. Hicks' second free throw is up, and it's good. So she'll convert 1 of 2 from the charity strike. 28-19 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 7:30 remaining in the first half. Burgess with the ball, and it's almost turned over. Corralled by McGrath. Over to Moore. Moore looking to drive on the baseline. Finds Tecklitz outside. Her three off the mark. Rebounded by Jordan Smith. Hands off to Hicks, and now Hicks will look to push the tempo for the Lady Hawks. Makes one move to her left. Hands off to Carney. Carney now will work her way back to the top of the key and passes it right back to Hicks. Hicks closely guarded by Burgess. As she'll look to back her down outside the arc. She'll get the screen at the top of the key for Morris, and now Hicks will drive. She goes with the floater with the right hand off the mark, rebounded by Burgess and UMBC. Burgess will push the tempo a little bit. Hands off to McGrath. Over to Tecklitz. Tecklitz over to Moore. Now back to Tecklitz. Tecklitz thought about the three outside. Passes over to Burgess, and Burgess will take the three, and her three is off the backboard, off the rim, and out. Rebounded by Hicks. Hicks looking to push. She'll stop and reset the offense. She'll give off to Morris at the top of the key. Hicks guarded by McGrath. So Hicks, Morris, Carney, Smith, and Martin on the court for the Lady Hawks.
And UMBC playing person-to-person defense this time.
They switched out of that zone. Hicks now with the ball, less than 10 on the shot clock. Carney outside, thought about the three, decided to pull it down. Now she'll give off to Hicks. 4 left on the shot clock. Hicks will have to try the three. She gets an opening. Her three off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Tori Morris down low. And she looks to pass it to Hicks, and it's intercepted by McGrath. McGrath will look to attack. She looked like she might have walked, but she was able to stop, and she's going to be fouled by Hicks down low.
This is the type of possession that we talked about and Coach Bachelor talked about. We're right at the point that we could get up a double-digit lead, and we can't score. It's been about a 2.5-minute stretch now that we've got 6 offensive rebounds, but no points.
Absolutely. A whole barrage of substitutions now for Coach Bachelor's club. CeCe Byram checks back in, as does Kiara Eaton, Barisha, Gil Miles, and Martha Thompson. Entering the game for the first time is number 23, Dominique Walker. McGrath's first free throw was good. McGrath on the season is shooting 71.4% from the charity strike. She had only attempted 7 free throws coming into this game, though, so a small sample size. She hits her second free throw, so goes 2 for 2 from the line. 28-21 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 5:43 remaining in the first half. Byram with the ball at the top of the key. Gives off to Gil Miles. Back to Byram, who gives it to Eaton. Now Eaton to the corner. Goes down low to Dominique Walker, and she's able to convert the easy deuce. So UMBC went back to that zone there, Dave.
Back to the 2-3 zone. The Hawks passed right to the middle of the zone.
So good job by the Lady Hawks to get the bucket there. Burgess with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to McGrath. McGrath over to Moore. Moore now down low to McGrath, back outside to Summers. Summers over to McGrath, thought about the three, she'll fake it, dribble, pass off to Summers, and her three is off the mark, and they're going to call a travel on her before she released. So another turnover for the Retrievers as the freshman, Jania Summers, traveled.
And UMBC is back in the 2-3 zone.
So Byram, Walker, Gil Miles, Thompson, and Eaton all on the court for the Lady Hawks. Eaton now with the ball outside. She'll give off to Thompson. Thompson moving toward the top of the key to her right. Gives back to Byram to her left. Back to Thompson at the top of the key. She'll fake the shot. Now look to go down low, but it's deflected and intercepted by UMBC in way of Allison McGrath. Burgess will bring it up for the Retrievers. She'll hand off to Tecklitz, who will give off to McGrath at the top of the key. Now over to Summers. Now back to McGrath, and she'll take the three. Her three is off the mark, rebounded by Gil Miles and the Lady Hawks. She'll give off to Byram. Byram now looking to push. Gives to Eaton to her right. Back to Byram at the top of the key, and she'll reset the offense. Gives off to Thompson to her left, and Thompson will take the three. Her three rattles out, rebounded by Summers.
And that time UMBC switched to person-to-person defense. So they're rotating defense, trying to confuse the Hawks just a little.
Coach Stern
looking to get the defensive stops to get his team back into it. They're down 9 here in the early going. Kickball that time by Kiera Eaton. Possession will remain with UMBC after this timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout. 30-21 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. This is the Shore Sports Network.
This holiday season, make the smart choice and switch to Sprint and get a new Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, Note 8, or S8 Active with 50% off your lease. That's right, the hottest Samsung devices 50% off. Plus, with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade to the latest Galaxy anytime after 12 lease payments. And when you switch to Sprint, you get the best price for unlimited. $25 per month per line for a family of 4, plus get a 5th line free. That's 50% off Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. You also get 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot in HD, so you can stream your favorite holiday movies, music, and games. So stop by your local Sprint store, sprint.com/holiday deals, or call 1-800-SPRINT1 to learn more.
Requires 18-month lease and new line savings via monthly credit applied within 2 bills. Early termination results in remaining balance due after 1/31/19. Pay $38 a line per month with auto pay. Excludes taxes, surcharges, and roaming. Compared to Verizon Beyond Unlimited rates, AT&T Unlimited Plus plan, and T-Mobile One Plus plan for 5 lines. Carrier features differ. Coverage and offer not everywhere. Subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules, and restrictions apply.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to Princess Anne, Maryland. University of Maryland Eastern Shore Lady Hawks sporting a 9-point lead here in the first half, 30-21 over UMBC. Dave, as we take a look at a couple key statistics, UMBC shot it 21 times, 18 times from outside the arc. They're 5 of 18 from 3. One thing that we talked about during the break was 30-21 lead, 9-point lead, just like last game. McGrath gets the inbound for UMBC. 10 now remaining on the shot clock. Gives off to Summers. Summers to Tecklitz. Tecklitz over to Moore. Down low to Burgess. Back outside to Tecklitz. Over to McGrath. McGrath will take the 3 from the far corner. Off the mark. Rebounded by Gil Miles. Gives off to Byram, and Byram will now look to push. She thought about setting up the offense, but instead decides to drive, and she's going to be fouled.
It's a tale of 2 different quarters. The first quarter, the Hawks shot the ball extremely well. The second quarter, they've gone 2 for 12 in the first 6 minutes.
As we said, they got 5 to 6 offensive rebounds on one possession. Dominique Walker now down low, and she'll make a move, and the easy deuce goes in and out. Rebounded to Burgess and the UMBC Retrievers.
Yeah, nothing falling for the Hawks at this time.
Another easy opportunity missed by Coach Batchelor's club. Tecklitz the ball for UMBC. Now off to Moore. Moore looks to go down low to McGrath, and it's deflected out of bounds. Will remain with UMBC. For UMBC, number 21, Carly Harris. Checking in now for UMBC is number 21, Carly Harris, another captain for Coach Stern's club. He has 3, Harris, Castaldo, and Tyler Moore. The inbound now goes into Summers, almost intercepted by Eaton. Summers will give it off to McGrath. McGrath will look to go to her right, hand off to Tecklitz. Back to Summers. Summers with the ball at the top of the key, goes to Burgess at the free throw line. Burgess stops, spins, gives back to Tecklitz. Tecklitz now with the ball down low to Burgess, gives off to Harris. The Harris will look to attack, and her shot goes off the backboard, off the rim, rebounded by Walker.
Yeah, good defense. Shot clock running down.
Walker gives off to Byram, and now Martha Thompson with the ball at the top of the key. She'll look to attack. Finds Gil Miles down low with a great pass, and she converts the deuce.
Great assist going down the lane by Thompson. Easy bucket for Gil Miles.
32-21 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 2:38 remaining in the first half. McGrath with the ball for UMBC outside. She'll give off to Harris. Harris now down low to Burgess. Burgess outside to McGrath. McGrath's 3 is off the mark. Rebounded by Summers. Big offensive rebound that time by Summers. And I believe a foul is going to be called on Martha Thompson down low in the rebound. Not a lot of fouls so far in this game. Just 2 each, I believe, for both teams.
Well, when you're shooting 3-point shots, there's usually not too much fouling going on.
UMBC with the ball on the baseline. They look to inbound, and it's intercepted by Gil Miles. Gil Miles look to push. 2-on-1. She'll give off to Walker. Walker now with the layup, and she converts. It was 2-on-1 with Gil Miles and Walker up against Castaldo, and Gil Miles and Walker were able to take advantage. Harris with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Tecklitz. Tecklitz now over to Castaldo. Tecklitz with the ball at the top of the key, to her left to Burgess. Back to Tecklitz. Tecklitz now down low to Castaldo, and she'll look to find the backdoor cut in Summers, but it's intercepted by Thompson. Thompson now looking to push Byram outside. Thought about the three. Decides to pull it back. One dribble. Now takes the three. Her three's off the mark. Gil Miles skies for the rebound. Able to get it, and her putback is off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Summers and UMBC.
Good rebound that time. She just lost her balance trying to put it back up.
1:36 remaining in the first half. Lady Hawks up 34-21 on UMBC. Castaldo attacking for UMBC. And there's a whistle on the floor. I believe they're going to call a blocking foul on Barisha Gil Miles. Looked like it could have been a jump ball. One of the referees on the baseline said jump ball, and then the other referee closest to midcourt said a blocking foul. So it was a foul on Barisha Gil Miles. Only her first foul. And her and Kiera Eaton will take a break. Tori Morris and Alexis Hicks check back into the game for Coach Bachelor's club. Summers now with the ball, and she'll look to pass it to Harris, but it's deflected back to Summers, and as she was driving, it'll be a foul, it looks like, on Walker.
Reach-in foul that time.
First foul on Dominique Walker, so another inbound for UMBC. One more foul, and UMBC will be in the bonus. Jordan Smith checks in for Dominique Walker. So Smith, Morris, Thompson, Byram, and Hicks on the floor for the Lady Hawks. Inbound goes to Burgess for UMBC. She's guarded by Byram. Down low for UMBC is number 10, Chukwuma Chiamaka. She'll kick it back outside to Castaldo, and Castaldo will take the three and convert. So Laura Castaldo, the points per game leader for this Retriever club. Quickly, Thompson takes a three, and her three is off the mark and goes out of bounds to UMBC.
That's a little bit of a forced shot that time. The Hawks needed to, you don't mind shooting threes, but you don't need to force that three.
So Chiamaka checks into the game, a senior out of Lagos, Nigeria, and as soon as she checks in, she gets the ball down low, takes one dribble, kicks it back out to Castaldo, and she knocks down the three. Castaldo now with the ball for UMBC, gives off to Summers. Summers now back to Chiamaka outside. She'll dribble, hand off to Harris. Harris now will go down low to Burgess. Burgess looks to go back outside, but she'll pull up, and her shot is off the mark, and it's going to be an over the back on Chiamaka. Lady Hawks basketball.
A good box out time that time by Jordan Smith.
34-24 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 34 seconds remaining in the first half. As we mentioned in the pregame, this is their third and final game of this three-game homestand right before the Christmas break. UMBC, this is their first game in 10 days after a 10-day hiatus due to finals. Eaton with the ball now at the top of the key. She's going to get the screen from Morris. Isn't able to get past Chiamaka. Now comes Smith with the screen, and she'll pull up. And it's missed by Eaton, but rebounded, I believe, by Smith, but they're going to call a traveling violation as she was trying to corral the rebound and unfortunately tripped, and they called the traveling violation. And I think Coach Batchelor gave off a sarcastic laugh there as he thought that she got fouled.
9 seconds.
7 seconds now. Castaldo with the ball. She'll take a shot from way outside, and she banks it in. The bank is open here in Princess Anne, Maryland, as the first half ends. 34-27 in favor of the Lady Hawks as Castaldo's able to hit 2 threes in the final minute to cut the deficit to only 7. So 34-27 at the break. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with a couple of first half statistics and then look forward to the second half. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm your waiter, Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Hossa Restaurant on the Bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Hawks basketball from SFMSports.net.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland, on the campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks. Score at halftime of this ball game is 34-27 in favor of the Lady Hawks over UMBC. However, Dave, it could be a much bigger lead. It was 34-21 with a minute to go until Costado hit 2 threes, including a banked 3. As we looked at the first half, what's some things that you noticed right off the bat?
It's a tale of two different quarters. The first quarter was the Hawks shot 66%, almost 67% from the floor. The second quarter, they shot 21%, 4 for 19. And UMBC took 27 shots in the game. 21 of them were three-pointers. So we were talking about three-pointers to begin this game and who would make them with it. They were certainly shooting them early, making them early, and now they're going to continue to shoot them. And they're still in this basketball game. It's a 7-point game at the half.
And that's what the three-point shot can do. We saw it last game with Mount St. Mary's with Daly Sullivan. She was able to heat up from outside in the second half. But we saw Costado here at the end of the first half, the leading points per game leader for UMBC, hit back-to-back threes, including, as I said, a banked 3 right before the end of the half. One thing that jumps right off the back for me, offensive rebounding. If you have 11 offensive rebounds for the Lady Hawks and you only scored 10 points in the second quarter, you had 2 offensive rebounds, I believe, at the end of the first. So you had 9 offensive rebounds and you only put up 10 points. The shooting percentage had to be down, and that's exactly what happened that quarter, for Coach Batchelor's club.
You're absolutely right, man. We're out rebounding UMBC 25-13 with 11 offensive rebounds. And there was one series there we had about 5 offensive rebounds in a row, and we just could not get a bucket out of it. We got to put the ball in the basket. 34 shots for the Lady Hawks, only 27 for UMBC. UMBC has shot 21 threes. They're 6 of 21 from threes, so that equates to a 28.6 percentage from outside the arc. Lady Hawks shooting 4 of 12 from 3 at 33%. A couple other statistics we talked about in the early going. Steals. In order for Coach Batchelor's club to really get going, they have to amount those steals, and they need to lead the other team in steals. We saw it last game. Mount St. Mary's was able to lead in steals in that game, I believe by 2. It was 12-10 in favor of Mount St. Mary's in steals last game. Right here in the first half, we've got 5-4 in favor of UMBC. So the quick hands for Coach Batchelor's club, I think, really have to come on display here in the second half for them to propel themselves to a victory. This was about the same score as it was last game at halftime. Lady Hawks leading at halftime last game. They're leading at halftime this game. We'll see if it's a different result for Coach Batchelor's team this time. We know how huge this game is for Coach Batchelor's club. We talked about it. No wins over Division I opponent. This is the big opportunity that you can get to get that win over a Division I team. And you've got your players back and healthy now. This is a game that the Lady Hawks definitely should win. They just got to get consistent. consistent through 4 quarters. We were not consistent that first half. Hopefully we'll come out the third quarter, play like we did the first quarter. We scored 24 points in that first quarter. The second quarter we were down to 10. So hopefully the third and fourth quarter will be like the first quarter.
Absolutely. 24-17 in favor of the Lady Hawks in the first, and then each team both scored 10 points. So it was an even quarter, but really and truly, the Lady Hawks dominated that quarter, and it was a couple big threes by Costado there at the end that were able to cut this lead basically in half. It was a 13-point lead, 34-21. She hits both those threes, and now we're at 34-27. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go over a couple keys right before the half. We've got about 9 minutes before second half play starts. As we said, 34-27 in favor of the Lady Hawks. This is The Shore Sports Network.
Show them your love, show them you care. Gifts sent as cash, your gift gets there. Come to a store, their hearts will soar. Best gift is cash, gifts they'll adore.
Get your gifting needs wrapped up today with Western Union. For $5, send up to $50 for pickup at over 43,000 U.S. agent locations. This is sending the best gift of all. This is Western Union. Fees and taxes may vary by brand, channel, and location and are subject to change without notice. NMLS 906983.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Molly is such a cute snowflake. Where's that costume from? Thanks. Liberty Mutual saved us some money, so it's custom made. Liberty did what? Oh, we switched our auto and home insurance and saved almost $800. I wish we saved like that. Sarah's costume could use some work. But she's a cute horse. Sharon, she's a turkey.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can save $782 when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
This holiday season, make the smart choice and switch to Sprint and get a new Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, Note 8, or S8 Active with 50% off your lease. That's right, the hottest Samsung devices 50% off. Plus, with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade to the latest Galaxy anytime after 12 lease payments. And when you switch to Sprint, you get the best price for unlimited. $25 per month per line for a family of 4, plus get a 5th line free. That's 50% off Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. You also get 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot in HD, so you can stream your favorite holiday movies, music, and games. So stop by your local Sprint store, sprint.com/holiday deals, or call 1-800-SPRINT1 to learn more.
Requires 18-month lease and new line savings via monthly credit applied within 2 bills. Early termination results in remaining balance due after 131.19. Pay $38 a line per month with auto pay. Excludes taxes, surcharges, and roaming. Compared to Verizon Beyond Unlimited rates, AT&T Unlimited Plus plan, and T-Mobile One Plus plan for 5 lines. Carrier features differ. Coverage and offer not everywhere. Subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules, and restrictions apply.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to Princess Anne, Maryland, at the home of the University of Maryland. Eastern Shore Hawks score at halftime. Lady Hawks in front, 34-27 over UMBC. A couple quick out-of-town scores. Number 5 team in the country, Mississippi State, is beating Syracuse 57-44. Lady Hawks, if you remember, Lady Hawks fans, if you remember, Syracuse was a team that the Lady Hawks unfortunately fell to earlier in the year, 68-45. A couple other ranked matchups. Oregon beat Texas A&M 84-62 earlier on today. A lot of games were played earlier on in the day. Providence beat Boston College 63-55. Georgia beat Wright State 87-71. Indiana beat Yale 72-68. James Madison beat Bryant 67-36. Fairleigh Dickinson beat St. Peter's 69-59. And Stony Brook beat Georgia Southern 68-49. As we mentioned in the pregame, this is the third and final game of a 3-game homestand for the Lady Hawks before they head to the road for 2 games at East Carolina and then at Morgan State, which will be their first conference game in the MEAC. For UMBC, after this game, they're going to head at Princeton. It'll be their second Ivy League opponent of the season before they start conference play at New Hampshire on January 3rd. So Dave, as we look forward here, we've got two coaches, Phil Stern in his 16th season, and we've got Coach Batchelor in his 14th season. Both of these coaches have had success in recent years. Unfortunately, this year it's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, but they both know how key this game is. As we said, Lady Hawks 2-8, UMBC 1-10. What does UMBC need to do to propel themselves to a victory here?
Well, I think they're going to stay back in that zone defense, and they're going to stick with it until we shoot them out of it. We did pretty much that in the first quarter, but they held their own in the second quarter with both teams scoring 10 points and the Hawks only shooting 21% for the quarter. So they're going to stay in that packed-in zone most of the time, and hopefully hope the Hawks cannot shoot the ball well.
It seemed like one thing that I saw as far as a successful tactic for Coach Batchelor's club was going to that 4 guard and 1 big person down low, and they were able to go down low to either Gil Miles, Tori Morris, Jordan Smith, whomever it was. They were able to find some success down there, especially when UMBC went to that zone. So I wonder if when they go to that zone, Coach Batchelor notices that and he's able to work the ball down low to Gil Miles and just let her attack and let her use her athleticism. If you're at UMES, what do you do in this half? I mean, you got to shoot the ball a little bit better, probably from outside. Other than that, what else are you going to look for here? Maybe Byram looking to attack a little bit more. You know, what we saw last game was she really attacked in the second half and was able to get to the charity strike. Do you maybe see that? Hicks? What do you think is going to happen here? Who do you think is really going to step up here for the Lady Hawks to propel them to a victory?
Well, I think that Coach Batchelor is going to try to push the basketball a little bit, try to beat the zone, get the ball down the floor before the zone can set up. And you do that by rebounding well, and we've done that. So if we can rebound outlet and get the ball down the floor and get a good shot out of the break, then I think that's going to happen.
Seemed like there were a couple times when the Lady Hawks were up 13 or 11 or 10 double digits nonetheless. They took some arid three-pointers. They took some very forced, fast shots off of rebound, looking to convert an easy bucket instead of working the offense and getting the easy shot. That's one thing that I know has got to drive Coach Batchelor crazy.
Well, he subbed. He subbed when that happened. He doesn't mind taking a three-point shot, but you got to take a good one. And if somebody else has got a better shot inside on the break, then you need to take that shot. So it's going to be again, it's going to boil down to, especially in this game, looks like it's going to be shooting percentages, and whether the Hawks can shoot or play against that 2-3 zone and get yourself in a double-digit lead and hold that double-digit lead.
This is actually, I think, the first time that Coach Batchelor's club, at least in this 3-game homestand, that Coach Batchelor's club's been the first on the court after the halftime whistle, which is, I don't know if he's trying to play mind games there or what, but Coach Stern and the UMBC, with about 2 minutes to go before the second half commences, they are still not on the court. A couple other key halftime statistics that I'd like to go over. 9 turnovers for UMBC, 8 for the Lady Hawks, 10 assists for the Lady Hawks, 7 for UMBC. Also, Allison McGrath, she started 2 for 2 from outside, and then she missed her last 8 threes. So I wonder if Coach Stern will look to get her a couple open looks from outside, or if they're just going to keep working Costaudo, because Costaudo seemed to get hot there at the end, and I wonder if that's going to be a focal point here in the second half. Got about a minute and a half before the second half starts, so as we're going to take a quick break right before that starts, and we'll be right back with the second half. As we said, 34-27 in favor of the Lady Hawks here at the William P. Hytche Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. This is the Shore Sports Network.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umbs.edu/Henson.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Welcome back here to Princess Anne, Maryland. Second half underway. Quickly right off the back, Summers down low for UMBC, guarded by two Lady Hawks. She isn't able to get rid of the ball, and I believe they're going to call a 3-second on the Retrievers.
They went down inside, but they got double teamed down in there, and the size factor for the Hawks took over.
It was Gil Miles and Morris there on the defense for the Lady Hawks. Thompson with the ball outside. At the top of the key, gives off to Gil Miles. Gil Miles back to Thompson, to her left to Byram. Byram back to Thompson at the top of the key, working it around the perimeter. The Lady Hawks finds Kiera Eaton on a backdoor cut, gives back to Miles outside. Now Miles will look to attack, and as she attacks, they're going to call a reach-in foul on UMBC. That foul on number 23, Kristen Techlitz.
There really have been very few fouls in this contest.
That is the first foul on Techlitz. Quickly off the inbound, Gil Miles gets the layup to go. Great job that time by the Lady Hawks.
And Gil Miles doing it again inside.
So Barisha Gil Miles with the bucket there. Double digits for the 8th straight game as she has 11 points now in the contest. Burgess with the ball, gives off to Techlitz at the top of the key. Techlitz looking to her left, isn't able to find anybody down low to Summers. Now Summers back outside to Moore, back to Techlitz. Over to Moore. Moore on the wing. She'll take the three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Thompson. Good box out that time by Thompson on the freshman Summers. Byram with the ball now. She'll look to push. Gives off to Eaton. And they'll reset. Gives off to Thompson at the top of the key. She'll go to her left and look to make a move. And her layup is off the mark, but a foul is called. That foul is going to go on number 42, Tyler Moore.
We're having free throws again. The first half, there was only 6 total free throws for both teams, so it was a pretty clean game.
Excuse me, that foul actually was on number 31, Brittany Burgess, and that's going to be her second foul of the game. I believe she's the only player now. She is actually the only player with 2 fouls in this game. So as we said in the early going, not a lot of fouls, and that's what you get, only one player with 2 fouls. Martha Thompson at the line, the graduate transfer from Xavier. She hits the first free throw, and her second free throw is up, and it's good. So back to a double-digit lead now for the Lady Hawks, 38-27, just about a minute and a half into the second half.
Full court press by the Hawks.
Techlitz with the ball for UMBC, gives off to Burgess as she works her way past half court. Gives off to her left to McGrath. Now down low to Summers. Summers back outside to McGrath. McGrath to Moore. Moore in the paint. She'll take the short jumper. It's off the mark. Tipped around and corralled by Kiera Eaton. Eaton now will push for the Lady Hawks. Finds Thompson in the corner. She'll make a move to her right, and her shot is a wild layup, and it's going to be out of bounds in favor of UMBC. Looked like there could have been a foul there, but
she was looking to draw the foul, though. That's a wild shot, so she didn't get it.
She was a little bit out of control, and I think the referees noticed that. Once again, going with the press are the Lady Hawks. McGrath now with the ball. Finds Moore in the corner. Moore will take the three. Her three's off the mark. Long rebound to Eaton. Eaton Oleo look to push. She'll take on Techlitz. Her shot is up off the mark. Rebounded by Gil Miles, and she gets the rebound to go.
Offensive rebound by Miles and a putback.
Miles grabbed the rebound, hung in the air, and was able to put the ball back into the bucket. Great job there by Gil Miles. Techlitz with the ball at the top of the key, off to the left to Moore. Now down low to Summers. Back outside to Techlitz. Techlitz works her way to her right, gives off to Burgess. Now Burgess to Moore. Moore to McGrath. McGrath in the corner. Now down low as she was looking for the cutter, but it's deflected, but regained by UMBC. 3 left on the shot clock. McGrath will take a crazy shot from outside, goes off the backboard, off the rim, into the hands of C.C. Byram.
Yeah, good defense by the Hawks that time. Forced a shot by UMBC.
And as you say that, 4 players looking to check in for UMBC. Now Byram looking to attack. Her shot's off the mark, but Morris is there for the rebound. Her layup is good. Another offensive rebound for the Lady Hawks, and this time they're able to convert again.
And the Hawks doing their own defense, playing a little 2-3 zone of their own.
8-0 run here for the Lady Hawks to start the second half. Byram now with the ball. After the turnover, she'll give it off to Thompson, and Thompson will be right there for the easy deuce.
It's a nice pass there by Byram. Good break. The Hawks are running out of the 2-3 zone.
44-27 in favor of the Lady Hawks. UMBC now with the ball. Summers outside, gives off to Tecklitz at the top of the key to her left to Burgess. UMBC going left to right on your radio dial. Down low to Moore. Moore looking for Summers, who looks to cut, but it's deflected that time into the hands of Kiara Eaton. Now Eaton will look to attack. Her layup is off the mark, rebounded by Gil Miles. Gil Miles will look to go back up, and her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Moore and UMBC.
Miles with another offensive rebound, though.
I believe that's 2 offensive rebounds just for her already here in the early going. Less than 6 minutes now in the third period. 44-27, Lady Hawks. Looking to go down low again is UMBC. Burgess in the corner gives to Tecklitz, back to Moore. Moore at the top of the key looking to drive to her left. Her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Gil Miles. Gil Miles will give off to Byram, and Byram will slow it down as she carries it slowly across half court. 4 players looking to check in for the Lady Hawks, 4 players looking to check in for UMBC. So both coaches emptying their bench here early on in the second half. Byram now moving to her right, guarded by Burgess. Here comes a screen from Gil Miles. Now she's guarded by McGrath. Gives off to Morris at the top of the key. 6 remaining on the shot clock. CeCe Byram makes a dribble to her left. She'll pull up from 3, off the mark. Rebounded, deflected out of bounds in favor of UMBC. So now we get to substitutions. Harris into the game. Castaldo, Costa, and Chiamaka for UMBC. For the Lady Hawks, Portia Sidnor, a freshman, checking into the game for the first time. Number 21, Regine Martin. 23, Dominique Walker. 5, Jordan Smith. And 3, Alexis Hicks on the floor for Coach Batchelor's club. Castaldo now with the ball at the top of the key for UMBC. Gives off to her right to Harris. Into the corner to Tecklitz. Back to the left to Harris. Now over to Chiamaka. Now to Castaldo. Castaldo down low to Costa. The Italian back to the basket. Finds Tecklitz. Tecklitz will take the outside shot. And her 3 is good. So just over halfway into the third period, and UMBC finally gets onto the board in way of a 3-ball from Kristen Tecklitz. Martin now running the point with Hicks for the Lady Hawks. Hicks with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Sidnor. Sidnor gives off to Martin. Martin now back to her right, gives off to Sidnor. Now Sidnor looking to drive. It's deflected. Ball on the floor, tipped around, and it comes back to the Lady Hawks in way of Regine Martin, but the shot clock is going to expire. So a turnover that time for Coach Batchelor's club.
And that time, the UMBC put up a defensive stance. Both teams causing each other to run the shot clock down.
And the stoppage of play in way of the shot clock violation means we have a media timeout. 44-30 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 4:12 remaining in the third period. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Hossa Restaurant on the bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, Hawks fans, season tickets are on sale now. Visit UMEStickets.com to get your basketball season tickets. Stop by the athletic office, go online, or check your mailbox. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore tickets. There's no better place to be this basketball season than the Hytche, cheering your Hawks on towards the conference championship. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore basketball season tickets now at UMEStickets.com. Support Eastern Shore Athletics because, after all, this is our shore and our team.
Take Hawks basketball with you anywhere. Get the SFM Go app in the Google Play or iTunes store and stream on SFM Sports Channel 2.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. Lady Hawks up 44-30. They've outscored UMBC by, I believe, 14 here in the early going of the third.
period. UMBC with the ball, top of the key. Castaldo now looking to drive to her right. She's met at the baseline, gives off to Chiamaka. Her layup is good. So number 10, Chukwuma Chiamaka with the bucket, the senior out of Nigeria for Coach Stern's club. Lady Hawks now with the ball, sporting a 12-point lead. Walker down low, gives off to Smith. Smith's shot is off the mark, and they're going to call a traveling violation as she bodied up. I believe it was Harris down low.
And UMBC back in that 2-3 zone again.
So what was a 17-point lead is now down to 12. Chukwuma back to the basket. Outside to Teklitz, and her three is off the mark.
A foul called.
A foul 90 feet from the basket that time on UMBC.
Rebound by Smith.
And that foul was on the Italian, Lucrezia Costa. It's only her first foul. Sidnor, Smith, Hicks, Walker, and Martin on the court for the Lady Hawks. Just over 3 minutes to go in the third period. Smith looking to body up Costa, and her shot's off the mark, but rebounded by Martin, and Martin will get it out to Hicks as Hicks resets the offense. 13 remaining on the shot clock as that shot did not hit the rim. Now under 10. Hicks will get the screen from Smith, and she'll look to drive on Castaldo. She'll go to her left, back to her right. Her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Costa. Costa will give it off to Harris, and Harris will bring it up to court for UMBC. Now gives off to Castaldo. Castaldo looking to drive through three Lady Hawk defenders, and a jump ball is going to be called. Possession error will give it to the Lady Hawks. And Coach Batchelor's got a line change here. 5 substitutions for the Lady Hawks. Byram, Eaton, Thompson, Morris, and Gil Miles back onto the floor for the Lady Hawks.
Coach Batchelor trying to extend this lead now. Now UMBC is going person-to-person defense. So both coaches playing little coaching games out there.
Yeah, Coach Batchelor screwed around last game and let that game get out of hand there toward the end, and he wants to take full control of the game right here. Eaton with the ball at the top of the key for the Lady Hawks. She'll drive, makes one dribble, misses with the right hand, but rebounded by Morris. Great save that time, back outside to Thompson. So fresh shot clock for the Lady Hawks. Byram with the ball as she runs the point. Here comes the screen. She'll move to her right as she uses the screen from Morris. She's guarded by Harris. Now the screen from Gil Miles, and Byram will look to attack to her left, and the lefty throws up a shot, and it's off the mark, and they're going to call a charge on her. And Coach Batchelor does 3 spin moves as he's apoplectic on the sideline right now.
Yeah, Fred. I didn't know Fred Dansky could dance so well over there. How about that?
He might want to try out Dancing with the Stars. I think it's coming up soon, right?
He was rolling.
Coach Batchelor confused, to say the least, with that call. He thought that the UMBC defender slid in there way too late, but nonetheless, a charge call on Byram. Now UMBC with the ball, and they were looking to go down low to Chiamaka, but it's deflected by Gil Miles, and now in the hands of Kiera Eaton. She'll give off to Byram. Byram at the top of the key will find Thompson on the left wing. Now Thompson looking to drive baseline. She'll find Morris down low, and a reach-in foul on UMBC. And that reach-in foul, I believe, is going to be on number 21, Carly Harris, and it is her first foul on the 5'6" senior from Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. So Thompson inbounding it out of bounds. Now inbounds it to Gil Miles, and Gil Miles' shot is up and good. Not bad defense that time by Chiamaka, but Gil Miles is able to use the athleticism.
Yeah, good out-of-bounds play, as always, from Coach Batchelor's Hawks.
46-32 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 1:30 remaining in the third period. Castaldo with the ball at the top of the key for UMBC. Gives off to Costa. Back to Castaldo. Here comes the screen from Costa on the right. Gives off to Teklitz, but it's missed and deflects out of bounds. It'll stay with UMBC. Looked like it went off the hands of Gil Miles that time. 1:17 remaining here in the third period.
And the Hawks in a 2-3 zone underneath protecting your basket.
Inbound goes to Costa. She'll work it around the perimeter. Gives off to Castaldo. Castaldo goes down low to Costa. She'll look to work on Morris. And it's stolen that time by Martha Thompson. Gives off to Byram, who gives it right back to Thompson, and she'll go in for the easy deuce ahead of the pack.
Good pass by Byram that time. And Thompson's running the floor.
Less than a minute to go in the third period. Lady Hawks pushing that lead to 16 now after back-to-back buckets by Gil Miles and Thompson. Harris with the ball for UMBC, gives off to Chiamaka. Hands back off to Harris. Harris now to Castaldo. Castaldo looking to go down low to Casa, and it's intercepted by Tori Morris. She gives off to Byram. Byram will look to slow it up. 30 seconds remaining in the third period. 48-32 in favor of the Lady Hawks. As we said, 2-8 on the young campaign so far, looking to get their third win of the season, their first over a Division I opponent. Thompson with the ball. Here comes the screen from Morris to her right. Now Thompson will look to attack baseline. She'll kick it back out to Miles. Miles now in the paint. She'll look to go to work with the right hand, and she converts the easy deuce. 5 seconds now left in the third period. Techlitz will look to throw up a shot. She'll give it to Harris, but her shot comes off after the buzzer. So 50-32 in favor of Coach Batchelor's Club. They only allow 5 points that period. Great job there by Coach Batchelor's Club. So 50-32 at the end of the third period. We're going to take a quick break before we come back with the conclusion of the game. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center. Lady Hawks up 50-32 after 3. What do you see so far, Dave?
Change of defense by Coach Batchelor. He went straight 2-3 zone most of that quarter and forced UMBC to some long outside shots they did not make.
Absolutely. 16-5 in favor of the Lady Hawks that period, so outscored UMBC by 11 to push their lead to 18. Castaldo now, after the end of the third period, she comes out and she'll take a 3 and convert it. So Laura Castaldo, like we said, at the end of that first half, she was able to hit back-to-back threes. That was her first attempt from 3 here in the second half. Gil Miles now with the ball, and she'll look to go down low to Morris, but a foul is going to be called before she delivers the ball.
She got a bump going down the lane. It's probably going to be out of bounds underneath the basket.
I believe that foul is on number 25, Laura Castaldo. Only her first foul. So Castaldo after that 3 now with 9 points on the evening. Gil Miles now looking to attack with Costa closely defending. She'll pass off to Morris. Morris will take the 10-foot jumper. It's off the mark. Rebounded by UMBC in way of Brittany Burgess. Burgess now gives off to Castaldo to her left. Castaldo working toward the top of the key. Gives off to Costa. Costa back to Castaldo. Castaldo now goes down low. And the shot is off the mark that time by Chiamaka. And I believe there's going to be a foul called on Chiamaka that time. She missed a shot, looked to get the rebound, and unfortunately committed the foul that time.
Yeah. The Hawks out-rebounded UMBC 37-19 at this stage of the ball game in the fourth quarter.
If you're doing that, you should be ahead in most games, unless you're just missing a ton of shots and you're getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, which in the early going seemed to be the case. Byram now with the ball for the Lady Hawks, working to her left, gives off to Thompson. Thompson now back to Byram. Byram now to Gil Miles. Gil Miles at the top of the key, goes left, back to her right. She'll kick out to Eaton. Eaton in the corner for 3, and she hits it right in front of the Hawks bench. So Kiara Eaton now with 11 points on the evening. She's in double figures. Costa with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Burgess. Burgess now in the corner to Castaldo. Castaldo's 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Costa. The Italian gives the ball back to the top of the key to Burgess. She'll give back to Castaldo on the right wing. Castaldo moves to her left, back to the top of the key.
She'll give it to Chiamaka, who gives it back to Costaudo, over to Costa. Now Chiamaka, great ball movement that time by UMBC, but it's going to be deflected out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Lady.
I think it's going the other way.
Actually, yep. I thought it was going to stay with UMBC, and Coach Batchelor, no. And he got his way with that call. I believe it deflected. I think referees made the right call that time.
Correct. Good call. It's been a pretty good referee game, too, sometimes.
It has. We haven't had a lot of fouls, like we said, but the fouls that were committed seemed to be the right call. The only question mark might have been that charge on Byram, but that was a 50-50 call. 53-35 in favor of the Lady Hawks. Byram with the ball now looking to drive. Kicks back to Thompson. Now Thompson to Morris, and it goes through Morris's hands out of bounds to the Retrievers. Jania Summers checks back in, the talented freshman from Boundbrook, New Jersey, for Coach Stern's club, as Costa takes a break. Brittany Burgess brings the ball up for UMBC. She'll hand off to Costaudo. She'll give to Tecklitz. Tecklitz back to Chiamaka. All the way across court to Burgess. Burgess now down low to Costaudo. Costaudo looking to work baseline. And she goes up for a shot, and it's blocked that time by Thompson. She'll gather that loose ball, and now she'll look to attack. Costaudo closely guarding her. Thompson will give it back to the top of the key to Eaton. Eaton now over to Byram, and Byram will set the offense. Byram to Thompson. Thompson to her right, now gives off to Gil Miles. Gil Miles outside, thought about the three, decided to take a couple dribbles, stop, give back to Eaton. Now Eaton looking to drive to her left. She'll throw up a wild shot. It's off the mark, rebounded by Tori Morris. And her shot goes off the rim, and it's rebounded by UMBC.
It's another offensive rebound. We missed a little bunny putback.
Costaudo gives off to Tecklitz. Tecklitz to Chiamaka. Now down low to Summers. Summers back outside to Burgess. Burgess will take the three, and her three tried to use the backboard, but to no avail. Rebounded by the Lady Hawks. Byram now with the ball. Jordan Smith looking to check back into the game for Coach Batchelor's club. As we said, 53-35 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 6:40 remaining in the fourth period. Byram with the ball on the left wing. She'll go down low to Gil Miles. Back to the basket. Guarded by Chiamaka. Looks to go left, back to right, and she'll give the dish. Great feed that time by Gil Miles to Tori Morris, as Morris converts the easy deuce.
Yeah, Miles drawing a crowd around the lane, and therefore he can make it an easy pass for a good assist.
So as much as she's done scoring the ball, makes a great assist that time. Tecklitz will take the shot from outside. Her three off the back of the iron. Long rebound to Kiera Eaton, and she'll look ahead to Gil Miles. Gil Miles ahead of the pack, and she'll go in for the easy deuce. Zabarisha Gil Miles now with 19 points on the evening so far. 57-35 in favor of the Lady Hawks. Costaudo now with the ball for UMBC. Works her way to the top of the key. Gives off to Chiamaka to her left. Now back to Costaudo. She'll get the screen from Summers. Costaudo picks up her dribble. Got stuck there for a minute, but is able to find Burgess. Burgess now to Tecklitz. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Down low to Burgess. Burgess at the free throw line. Gives back off to Summers. Summers fakes once, takes the three, and her three is nothing but nylon. Jania Summers with the three. Only her second basket of the game. As we said, she came in to the contest averaging 8.3 points per game. She's at 6 right now. Lady Hawks with the ball again, looking to go down low to Tori Morris. Back outside to Eaton. Eaton will take the three as she's got some separation, and she hits the tray. Nothing but nylon for number 32, Kiera Eaton. 60-38 now in favor of the Lady Hawks. Brittany Burgess with the ball for UMBC. Back outside to Costaudo. Costaudo asks for the screen from Burgess to her right. She'll get it. She'll pass to Summers. Summers from that same spot, and she'll hit another three from outside. Nothing but nylon again.
Yeah. From the exact same spot. Little inside-outside, and Summers knocked 2 in a row down.
The 5'11 freshman from Boundbrook, New Jersey, able to hit back-to-back threes for Coach Stern to cut the deficit to 19. 4:36 remaining in the fourth period. Byram with the ball on the right wing. Gives off to Eaton at the top of the quiche. Tori Morris looking to use the screen. Now Eaton will drive with the left hand, and her layup is good. Kiera Eaton coming alive here at the end for Coach Batchelor's club.
Good screen up top by Tori Morris.
And Coach Batchelor will take a timeout. 62-41 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 4:23 remaining in the fourth period. It's only going to be a 30-second timeout.
So, Dave, we've noticed it so far. Lady Hawks not messing around here in the second half. It was 34-27 at half. Now it's 62-41 as they bolstered that lead to 21 points.
Right, so it was a good halftime change of defense move. The Hawks came out and dropped back in the 2-3 zone. They played that zone most of the entire third quarter for sure, and now halfway through the fourth quarter. And that has changed the entire ball game. UMBC has not shot the ball well, and the Hawks have. They've jumped out to this 21-point lead.
Exactly, 62-41. As we said, this is the third and final game of the homestand for the Lady Hawks. Brescia Gill-Miles up to 19 points so far, and Kiara Eaton with 16 points. She's in double figures. As far as UMBC goes, they've got a couple with 9 points in Laura Castaldo, and now Jania Summers after hitting those back-to-back threes, and Allison McGrath with 8 points so far. 4:23 remaining here in the fourth quarter. After this game, the Lady Hawks will play East Carolina at East Carolina. That'll be on December 28th, so a week from today, they will be back in action after the Christmas break. UMBC, after today, will have a break until the 30th. So they had a 10-day break in between games, and then they'll have a 9-day break in between games before they go to Princeton.
It's that time of year. The schedule's always
quickly out of after the inbound, a traveling violation on number 42, Tyler Moore. And I believe a timeout's going to be called again.
Is this the media timeout?
4:20 remaining here in the fourth period. And I believe it is the media timeout. So as they take a break, we're going to take a quick one as well. 62-41 in favor of the Lady Hawks. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Give joy, get joy at Kohl's. Stores are now open 24 hours through 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. There's still time to give joy with the perfect gift and get joy with Kohl's Cash. Plus, take an extra 20% off when you spend $100 or more. Short on time? Buy online and pick up free in store. Most orders are ready in 2 hours, even faster than Santa. Give joy, get joy right now at Kohl's. Hours may vary by location. 20% offer valid through December 24th with promo code SNOWBALL. Some exclusions apply. See store at Kohl's.com for details.
AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. Right now, save on 5 quarts of Castrol Edge full synthetic or high mileage and an STP extended life filter for $26.99, or upgrade to a Mobile One filter for $3 more. So visit your local AutoZone. With 76 greater DC metro area locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. See store for restrictions and details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. Lady Hawks sporting a comfortable 21-point lead, 62-41 over UMBC here in the fourth period. Byram now with the ball at the top of the key, gives off to Eaton to her left, back to Gill-Miles to the right, over to Byram, swinging around the perimeter. Regine Martin just checked into the game at the top of the key. She'll take one dribble to her left, pull the trigger from outside. It's off the mark, rebounded by UMBC in way of Tecklitz, and that foul, there's going to be a foul that time committed, I believe, by Jordan Smith of the Lady Hawks.
And guess what? That is the first foul on the Hawks this half.
Wow.
How about that?
So Jordan Smith commits a foul there. Less than 4 to go in the contest. Tecklitz with the ball at the top of the key. Checking into the game for UMBC is number 13, Jen Gastis. She's got the ball baseline extended. She'll give off to Tyler Moore, the sophomore. She'll take one dribble and pull up from about 17 feet. Her shot's off the mark. Rebounded by Regine Martin and the Lady Hawks. Byram will bring the ball casually up the court. And she's guarded by Oliver, who just checked into the game as well. Gives off to Martin. She'll use the screen from Smith, and she'll pull the trigger from outside, and that ball is going to be deflected out of bounds by Jordan Smith. It was her and Oliver fighting for it, but it went off of Smith's hand out of bounds to the Retrievers. Oliver with the ball, looking to get it across half court, guarded by Martin. She's closely guarded by Martin, that is. She'll look to go down low to Gass. Gass closely guarded by Smith. Oliver now with the ball. She'll take one dribble to her left, pull the trigger from outside, and it's off the back of the iron, rebounded by Eaton. Here Eaton looking to push the tempo, get the ball across half court, and give off to CeCe Byram.
So Byram will make her way to the right, looking to set the play. She'll get the screen from Smith to the left, and now the lefty will look to go to work. Her layup is up and off the front of the rim, but a foul is called. Almost got that layup to go was CC Byram.
Yes, going left. She was very, very good. She's a left-hander, so she's very good getting to the basket with her left hand.
Work the offense to the right and then come right back to the left where the open floor is and use the speed and athleticism to draw the foul. So Byram at the line, shooting 2. The junior out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She hits her first free throw. As we said, she went 8 of 9 from the charity strike last game. And tonight, so far, that is her first free throw.
Not many free throws in this game either. That's only the 7th for the Hawks.
And they're 6 of 7 from the line. So if you're given very few opportunities, take advantage of it. And the Lady Hawks have done so far. 64-41 in favor of the Lady Hawks. Less than 3 to go in tonight's contest. As we said, the Lady Hawks will be back in action a week from today at East Carolina before starting MEAC play. Gass will take the shot from just about 16 feet. Her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Kiara Eaton. Eaton now looking to push. She'll give up the ball to Dominique Walker, and her shot is off the mark, rebounded by Jordan Morris. Back outside to Eaton, over to Hicks, and Hicks will reset the offense. Hicks just checked back in to the game for CC Byram. And Coach Batchelor will take a quick timeout, I think, to get a couple substitutions into the game. Looks like Ksenia Popovich and number 22, Portia Sidner, will be coming into the game. 30-second timeout. So, Davis, you're Coach Batchelor. You have 64-41 here. You start to look ahead to the next couple of games. You've got East Carolina away next game before you start MEAC play against Morgan State at Morgan State, and then you come back home for 2 MEAC games.
Yeah, well, he's getting ready for the MEAC, to be honest with you. You got the East Carolina in mind first, but then after that, the MEAC schedule hits full speed ahead. And once that starts, you're going just about every Saturday, Monday throughout January and February.
Absolutely, and that Saturday, Monday means you're going to play 2 games in 3 days before having 4 days rest. But it's a big thing for Coach Batchelor's club that they're able to get a lot of these players back healthy right before you start MEAC play and get the opening jitters, get a little bit of gameplay in. Those players being notably CC Byram. Jordan Smith was nagged by an injury. I believe you had Ksenia Popovich also injured as well. Deanna Godwin is still hurt. She's still trying to get back from injury, but nonetheless able to get some of these Kiara Eaton as well, able to get some of these key players back right before conference play.
Right, and they're all getting a chance to play, and it looks like they're going to get a W before they go home for Christmas, so everything's going to be fine in Hawksland.
Absolutely, and it's going to take time for the players to gel. Absolutely, that's going to happen when you have a bunch of new players coming back. Portia Sidnor on the drive, and she's able to convert the easy deuce, so the freshman comes in and is able to get the easy bucket. Dominique Walker, Portia Sidnor checking in, Ksenia Popovich, number 13, number 15, Angelique Taylor as well, and also number 23, Dominique Walker. A block that time by Walker, but they're going to get her for a foul, I believe, as well. So Walker commits a foul. 1:44 remaining in the contest. Oliver will head to the line for UMBC. Tasia Oliver on the season, shooting 72.7% from the charity strike. 16 of 22 for Oliver. A sophomore guard out of Clinton, Maryland, went to Riverdale Baptist. Her first free throw was good, and her second free throw was nothing but nylon. So Oliver getting a couple big free throws down the stretch to pad the stats there. Portia Sidnor now running the point for Coach Batchelor's club. The freshman assist specialist. She had 24 assists in 10 games coming into this game. So averaging 2.4 assists for Coach Batchelor's club. Amanda Carney also into the game for Coach Batchelor's club. And she's going to get tied up in the possession area. We'll give it
to the Hawks.
To the Lady Hawks. She was tied up that time with Techlitz. Amanda Carney inbounds the ball to Portia Sidnor right in front of the Hawks bench. Portia Sidnor, 6 remaining on the shot clock. Sidnor will look to go to work, and her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Gass down low for UMBC. Harris will bring the ball up for UMBC. She'll give off to Oliver to her right. Now Oliver going back to the left to Moore. Moore takes a couple dribbles before she gives off to Gass, and it's deflected a couple times back into the lap of Gass. and then she'll give it back to Moore to Oliver, and Oliver will give it back to Moore right near the half-court line. 8 remaining on the shot clock, closely guarded by Dominique Walker. Less than a minute to go, 4 left on the shot clock. Oliver looked to stop and pop, but she dragged her feet a couple too many times that time, and the traveling violation was called. 66-43 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 47 seconds remaining in the ball game. Portia Sidnor with the ball, bringing it up the court for Coach Batchelor's Club as they look to milk the shot clock all the way down and get out of here tonight with a comfortable victory. Portia Sidnor now goes to work. She looked to give it down low to Popovich, but it's deflected out of bounds. Will stay with the Hawks. Sidnor will take the inbound.
32 seconds of this ball game.
15 remaining on the shot clock, guarded on the inbound by Harris. She'll get it in to Carney. Carney will now hand off to Sidnor. 10 remaining on the shot clock. Sidnor guarded by Harris. Takes a couple dribbles, looking for a screen. Sidnor's going to have to hurry. She'll take a shot from outside, and the 3 balls off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Moore as she saves it from going out of bounds for UMBC. Harris now looking to push the tempo. 10 seconds remaining in the game. She'll give off to Moore. Moore from the top of the key for 3. Her 3's off the mark. Rebounded by Cassini and Popovich. Popovich takes a couple dribbles, gives it to Sidnor, and she'll let the clock run out. And that will be the final. 66-43 in favor of the Lady Hawks. They were able to pull away there in the second half after only being up 7 at half. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Coach Batchelor to discuss a couple things before we give way. This is the Shore Sports Network.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson. Hello, I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya. Here you go, man. Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Welcome back here to the William P. Hytche Athletic Center. The final score, 66-43 in favor of the Lady Hawks. I'm now joined by Coach Batchelor. Coach, a little bit of a more optimistic view this time. Get the big victory tonight. One thing that we noticed was at halftime it was 34-27, but it was 34-21 with a minute to go, and it seemed like it was almost deja vu all over again. Mm-hmm. What did you tell your team at half to propel them to this victory?
We talked about continue to be aggressive. We really didn't talk a whole lot. After coming out of the game the other day, we probably did some things a little different than we normally do. We focused a lot on us, and we talked about accountability. I think making a change in the starting lineup gave us a boost. And then, I thought we got tired, and we started making some mistakes with fatigue, bad shots, turnovers, which led to us not capitalizing off of where we should have been.
Absolutely. One thing that I've noticed that jumps right off the back, 16 points in the second half for UMBC compared to last game where Mount St. Mary's had 40 points. So the defense really looked like it stepped up in the second half. You mentioned that, the change in the starting lineup. You thought CeCe Byram might be the way to go tonight. She had 30 minutes, 7 points, had one questionable charge call that we saw down here where you were apoplectic on the sideline. We were talking about you maybe going on for Dancing with the Stars or something after those dance moves.
Apoplectic. I'm going to have to take that one right there. I didn't know what that was, but I expect more from Tony. Tony's a great official, and I told him I just was surprised that he let that one get away, but I was glad that we were able to, they didn't hurt us. It didn't cost us the basketball game. So, the refs were great tonight.
Good. Yeah, that's one thing that we talked about is other than that call, it seemed like they made the right calls. So now you've got 7 days off before you go to East Carolina, and then we get into conference play. We got the Christmas break coming up. What's something that we need to look forward to here in the next couple of days before East Carolina?
Well, it's, trying to gel. I think that's the biggest thing. I got a bunch of kids that have not played together before. And, you got, Kiki missed half the year last year with injury. Cece missed 2/3 of the year. You got 2 fifth-year kids trying to come in, and I think that's the biggest thing. I was trying to find a rhythm. And these games like this help us because it helps our confidence. I thought I challenged the kids to be a little bit more enthusiastic than I thought we were the other night, and I thought tonight they came through, and I think it makes them feel good, and maybe it makes them buy into each other a little bit more. But I think our chemistry on the floor has got to improve, and it's conference time is right around the corner, so we don't have a whole lot of time to get ready, and we got probably 2 of the toughest teams, right off the bat that's playing really, really good basketball.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Gil Miles a little bit. She again operated in the lane extremely well. It looked like you played one time 4 perimeter players and her alone working in the post, and she's back almost a double-double again with 19 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, Buns is a special kid. She's the tip in transition.
How about that?
I haven't seen that since April McBride, so that's flashbacks of something, as a freshman. She can be a special kid. The thing is her to continue to allow us to coach her because she's still a freshman. Yeah. And, sometimes when you don't have the other kids dominating and you're a freshman and you're getting the bigger numbers, those bad habits don't get corrected or you don't receive the instruction really well. And I have to say, thus far, she's really taken that, accepted that being coached, and I think it's going to make her better and even tougher. And I think she'll grow up a lot quicker this year if she does that.
Yeah, also, to change the defense, I thought would change. You went to a zone primarily in the second half, and that was your call at halftime because I'm going to give you credit for it.
No, the staff, they everything that works is their call. Anything that's dumb that we did, that was all on me. But I thought they struggled against the zone. They really get in the rhythm in their offense. They came out and they would hit 3 threes in a row, and then you play zone, and they didn't. So it's kind of like, what do you play? But we had a matchup issue when their big girl didn't play, and it forced Tori to have to guard a shooter. Mm-hmm. And we had talked about going out and guard anybody like that. So when we went zone, and I saw they kind of struggled, but I thought we played the zone pretty good as far as our bumping and getting to different places and communicating. And they got a couple looks. The fact that they didn't shoot the ball 10 for 35 from 3 against the zone. They shot a little bit better in the second half than they did the first half, and that kind of gave us more life because they weren't making us pay.
The last thing we'll talk about that I'm going to ask you about and tell you Merry Christmas is that offensive rebound. Sometimes we're getting a ton of offensive rebounds, 18 for this game, but we don't seem to get the putback right away. I haven't quite figured that out.
Finishing the play?
We don't finish the play in there.
Well,
we get them. It's one time we had 5 in a row.
Yeah, and that hurts you. We were at Virginia Tech. We got 4 offensive rebounds in a row, and we come away with nothing. You're going, great job, great energy, but great effort, but we got to capitalize. So, we really try to encourage the energy and the enthusiasm to go after it, but we talk about finishing the play. Right. And Tori gets it and she kind of comes down and she's a little slow getting it back up, and I just don't think we've seen the best of Jordan Smith thus far, and that's to come. But I think we got to be a little bit quicker on the finishes on capitalizing off that hard work and getting that second shot.
I want to turn it over to my cohort here, but congratulations.
Thanks, Dave.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Holidays.
Same to you. Appreciate you. You and the family.
Well, Coach, you talk about the gelling and everything, and the team so far has been just bothered by injuries. I mean, you mentioned Kiara Eaton, you mentioned Byram. Even Jordan Smith had the nagging injury there for a couple of games. Is that still bothering her, do you think? And when do you think this will all really, really hit its stride?
I'm wondering myself. I thought today was a good step in the right direction, but we still have some ways to go. We're nowhere near there because I thought we could have played a lot better in the first half, like you talked about, and had a bigger lead. Cece's nowhere near who she's going to be. And that probably is not going to happen to midway through conference. So we got to make sure that we don't pay too much, to give ourselves the bad seed when it gets to tournament time. But we just got to grind out every game, and we got to get better. We got to get mentally tougher, and it's going to take time. It's going to take resiliency. And one of the things that legendary Coach Hall, talked to me about today was grit, and that was something that we lacked the other night. And our girls bought into the fact that we needed to be a little grittier, and I think that's going to help us get through those times of gelling, just being a little bit more grittier.
Well, I know we talked about it, I think, after the Wesley game, and we said, peaking. You don't want to peak too soon.
Right.
So maybe, later down the road in conference play, you'll hit that peak and propel yourself to the conference tournament. But nonetheless, a great performance tonight, 66-43 in favor of your team, and you really put a great display in the second half.
Yeah, I was proud of them. I'm happy for them because they worked hard, they responded, and they need this. They needed this win badly.
Absolutely. After that tough defeat against Mount St. Mary's, come back with a big victory tonight, and now you can go into the Christmas holiday with a big smile on your face.
Yeah, we're going to appreciate this one and enjoy the holidays, and happy holidays to you.